Sara Cox has officially stepped into one of the most important roles in British radio as the new host of the BBC Radio 2 breakfast show. This major change follows a wider reshuffle at the station, where long-standing presenter Scott Mills has been replaced amid BBC decisions linked to reported controversies and internal restructuring. Sara Cox, already a familiar and trusted voice on Radio 2, now takes on the challenge of waking up the nation with the station's flagship program. What is the significance of Sara Cox becoming the new Radio 2 breakfast show host? This appointment is highly significant because the breakfast show is one of the most listened to radio programs in the United Kingdom. It shapes the morning routine of millions of listeners and is considered a key position in British broadcasting. Sara Cox moving into this role marks a major milestone in her long career with the BBC. Who is Sara Cox and how did she begin her career? Sara Cox is a British radio and television presenter born in Bolton, England. She began her career in television during the 1990s and quickly became known for her energetic and relatable presenting style. She later transitioned into radio, where she built a strong reputation as one of the BBC's most consistent and popular voices. What role did Sara Cox play before joining the breakfast show? Before taking over the breakfast show, Sara Cox hosted the Radio 2 drive time program. She became known for her humor, music selection, and ability to connect with everyday listeners. Her long experience in this time slot helped strengthen her popularity with a broad audience. Why did the BBC choose Sara Cox for the breakfast show? The BBC selected Sara Cox because of her long broadcasting experience, her proven connection with audiences, and her previous success in both Radio 1 and Radio 2. Her ability to balance entertainment with conversation made her a strong candidate for the demanding early morning slot. What is Sara Cox's personal reaction to this new role? Sara Cox has described the opportunity as a dream come true. She expressed deep excitement and gratitude, explaining that hosting the breakfast show has been a long-term ambition since she joined Radio 2. She also described feeling honored and proud to take on such an iconic position. How did Sara Cox's early life influence her career? Sara Cox grew up in a working-class environment in northern England. Her upbringing is often credited with shaping her down-to-earth personality and natural communication style. These qualities later became central to her success in radio, where authenticity and relatability are highly valued. What are some of Sara Cox's major career achievements? Over the years, Sara Cox has hosted major BBC radio shows including the Radio 1 breakfast show and various programs on Radio 2. She has also worked on television presenting shows and has received industry recognition for her contribution to broadcasting. In addition, she has been praised for her charity work, including raising millions for children in need through endurance challenges. How do critics view Sara Cox as a broadcaster? Many media analysts view Sara Cox as a strong and reliable presenter with a unique ability to engage audiences. She is often described as warm, energetic, and highly adaptable. Critics also acknowledge her long career as evidence of her stability and professionalism within the BBC. Have there been criticisms of Sara Cox during her career? Yes, like many long-term presenters, Sara Cox has faced criticism at different stages of her career. Early in her television and radio work, some critics felt her presenting style was too loud or informal. Others have occasionally suggested that her humor is more casual than traditional broadcasting standards. However, these criticisms have decreased over time as her experience and versatility have grown. How has Sara Cox responded to criticism throughout her career? Sara Cox has consistently adapted her style and developed her presenting skills over the years. Instead of changing her personality, she refined her approach to suit different audiences and time slots. This adaptability has helped her remain relevant across decades in a competitive industry. What challenges does Sara Cox face in her new role? The biggest challenge is maintaining the audience size and popularity of the breakfast show while bringing her own identity to the program. Morning radio requires high energy, consistency, and the ability to connect with listeners starting their day. Expectations are particularly high due to the show's legacy. What do analysts predict about Sara Cox's performance on The Breakfast Show? Most analysts expect Sara Cox to perform strongly due to her experience and familiarity with Radio 2 audiences. However, some also note that audience reactions will depend on how she balances tradition with innovation in the show's format. How does this change reflect broader trends at the BBC? This transition reflects the BBC's preference for experienced internal presenters who already have established relationships with audiences. It also shows a focus on stability and continuity in flagship programs during periods of change. What lessons can be learned from Sara Cox's career? Sara Cox's career shows the importance of adaptability, resilience, and authenticity. She demonstrates that long-term success in broadcasting depends not only on talent but also on the ability to evolve with audiences and industry expectations. Finally, Sara Cox's appointment as the new host of the BBC Radio 2 breakfast show marks a defining moment in her broadcasting journey. From her early beginnings in television to becoming one of the most recognizable voices on British radio, her career reflects persistence and evolution. As she steps into this iconic role, expectations are high, but so is her experience and connection with listeners. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more educational content like this.